We'll be doing a new video on how to debug using the debugger in Xcode. And I've created a starter code or starter project called debug. And I'll just run it and you'll see the issue. So if you'll notice, there's a single view application and there's a button and it says do not press this button. And guess what's going to happen if we press this button? So I'll just move that guy, and you can see this. Okay, in the simulator, if we press the button, boom, it just exploded. It's now frozen. It died. Something went wrong. How do we figure this out? Well, we could go through the code and do a lot of NS logs, but you'll find actually that would take quite a while. That would be time consuming sometimes if you have NS logs all throughout your code. Sometimes it's nice to use the debugger. So we can see here that the debugger stopped right here at line 36, and it said exc arithmetic code something something. Basically, it broke. So let's put a breakpoint just before that, and we'll run the code, and then we'll stop at the breakpoint. So here we've stopped at the breakpoint. So we're just stopped at the breakpoint. It's not broken. So let's see now what what's going on. Okay, so when we open the debugger area, we can see values of some of these calculations. So we had basically stepped through some code, and all of a sudden, just before the breakage point, we're calculating these two values, first result, second result. And first result is 54, and second result here we can see is 0. And then once we go to the next point, we do a step over, we're doing calculation, first result divided by second result, which is 0 here. And then that first result is 54. So that's the problem. We can't divide by 0. And so when we continue, we'll see that's where it breaks. So it's breaking because of that divide by 0 situation. And what's kind of neat is we can stop here at the breakpoint and then manipulate the values. So this 54, we could edit the value. So 54 is fine, in fact. But here, edit value 0. Let's change it to 2, because we can't do a divide by 0. And then we'll continue on. It didn't work again. Let's go ahead and set a breakpoint right there. Get rid of the breakpoint. Run it. Run the simulator again. Okay, do not press this button. We stop at this point, and we'll just this time go inside the calculation. So there, it's doing that first calculation. And then we'll go inside this calculation. All right, here it's taking us inside a loop. And this is going to take a while. So in fact, what we can do is put a breakpoint right after it gets through the loop, and then just continue to that breakpoint. Yeah. Okay, and at this point, that index value is 0. That's what's going to return. So let's edit the value. So it's going to be 2. And then we'll continue on. All right, for some reason it's still hitting that, it's causing that to be 2. So I'm not sure why, but it's not sort of uptaking my attempt to edit the value sort of real time. But I'm just going to go ahead and modify the code so it won't be returning that 0. So we'll just say return 2 and run it. Do not press this button. Okay, it stopped at the breakpoint. Let's turn off the breakpoints and we'll continue. Ah, there we go. Do not press this button. Please do not press this button again. Let's start it fresh. Okay. And now something kind of neat in here is when we press this button, we see what happens. It actually prints us out the answer to life. Answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. 42. That's a pretty special button. So you can see some of the usages of the debugger here. You can set multiple breakpoints. You can inspect values at the different breakpoints. You can even edit the values sort of real time, like as it's proceeding through the breakpoints. Although it wasn't working when I showed it to you, I'm not sure why not, but I know it's possible. I've done it before. And then finally, you can go ahead and update the code to fix the problem. In this case, we saw the problem was a divide by 0 issue. And then finally, you get your working app. So that will conclude this video.